My name is Kole, adeoutou, and I'm a teacher at the University of Florida in Gainesville.
What investments do you think should be made to the media in order to report on agriculture and rural development?
Well, the very first investment will be training investment. And of course, with every investment, you expect a return on your investment. And the return on investment will be monitored and evaluated by the quality, not just the quantity of information that is getting out there. There's one aspect of journalism and media intervention that we haven't talked about, and that is investigative journalism, finding out something that will benefit the rest of society. Because the whole idea of what a journalist does or what the media is expected of is to help change some problems, find solutions to them, and also it's not only the negative stories but also the positive stories of things that are working, but to also give an explanation of why they're working and put things in proper perspective and context. So that's one investment. The other investment is in the individual journalist himself or herself, and this is by showing concern about the work of a journalist as opposed to wanting to use a journalist for your own cause or concern. I have seen and heard a lot about that. People want a journalist to show up in the place, or you want a media expert to help you with something only when you need them. You should also consider that these are human beings and they're professionals, and you should come to terms with either you are employing and paying for a professional to do work for you. It's quite different from the social model. The social model is that this is part of your social responsibility as a professional, and we expect that you will do something. So that, for me, is investment, and it's investment at the level of the institution of journalism. It is investment at the level of the individual, and it's also investment at the level of society itself, because we've got to also prepare society to receive whatever the journalist finds out and say that, look, the journalist or whosoever is working in this area, they're not your enemies. They're people who are doing a job and they're doing it the best way they know how to do it. They make mistakes as well. And I don't think it's a case of I am right, you're there. It's a question of I'm right, let's find a way to correct your own errors. So that's my own perspective on that.
What have you learned from this conference that you are taking home?
I have learned quite a number of lessons from here. The very first one, which I'm not sure is a lesson, is the range of people that have been invited for this conference. The diversity and the fact that it's an inter-regional conference where you bring people from the African continent, the Caribbean and the Pacific. Yes, we are all human beings, but we have different environmental problems, which means that our approach to our problems and the various solutions that we have tried will differ. And that is something that is a very great lesson for me, to actually meet people who live in the Pacific of 100 and something communities spread over the Pacific. That must be a challenge to make sure that you link up and reach every one of them. And to the Caribbeans, they've done a lot of things. And I'm beginning to sense that they have tried something, because it's a very small zone. And the homogeneity of a location also will dictate the kind of solutions they try. Unlike a place that is as diverse as the African continent, as you move from the north to move to the central, you move to the west and to the south, the culture and the ecology keeps changing, and because of all those changes, you begin to see that not one solution will work in any other places. So you've got to try as many things. So I've learned that.